The natural-born and charming archer, Metera, is Granblue's original zoner. Metera's arsenal consists of multiple projectiles, command hops, detonatable explosions, and area lockdown. Even if the opponent closes the gap, Metera has far-range normals, brave counter, and a 50-meter DP to create space. If you are a player who wants to constantly zone and chip away at the opponent's health and patience, Metera is the character to pick up. Metera's unique action is Zephyr. Either on the ground or in the air, Metera will perform a command hop either forward or backwards that travels 3/5 of the screen. Grounded Zephyr remains low to the ground and reaches half of Metera's jump height, and Air Zephyr has a slightly higher arc. Metera can attack with an air normal or special once she has reached the apex of the jump. If Metera uses Zephyr while grounded, she can perform another Zephyr in midair to travel further and gain more height. If Metera uses a regular jump, she can only perform Zephyr once. On offense, Metera can use Zephyr to quickly engage on the opponent and attack with an air normal, bait grab techs, and cancel normal moves on block to reset pressure. On defense, Metera can retreat if she finds an opening in the opponent's pressure and escape the corner. 236 Starry Sky High is a standard projectile that travels at varying speeds but can be crouched under. While this projectile can be crouched under, the height makes it better for catching opponents trying to jump over the low projectile or approach. The high projectile also recovers faster than the low version. The light version sends out a slow arrow forward. When used full screen, Metera will recover fast enough to react to the opponent's defensive response. The medium version sends out a faster arrow forward. With its fast speed, this version should be used for poking the opponent and detonating butterflies. The heavy version sends out an arrow that travels just as fast as the medium version, hits 3 times, and launches the opponent. This version has its uses for beating out normal projectiles, extending pressure with plus frames, sending the opponent mid-screen on hit, and extending combos in the corner. The ultimate version sends out a faster arrow that beats out all non-ultimate projectiles and causes a hard knockdown. This can be used in neutral to try and call out other projectiles, or to finish off combos after using 2-4 heavy on airborne opponents. As an ender, you will be refunded 25 meter and get the hard knockdown. 2-4 Starry Sky Low is another projectile that is fired low to the ground. Opponents can still evade or cross over this projectile. This special is usually better for poking since it forces the opponent to jump, which leaves them vulnerable to the Great Ball or 1 or 2 heavy. The trade-off for its harder to dodge properties comes at the cost of longer recovery. All versions of Starry Sky Low are identical to the high version, so we will briefly go over them. The light version sends out a slow arrow. The medium version sends out a fast arrow. The heavy version fires a 3-hit arrow with the same speed as the medium version, and the ultimate version fires an arrow that beats out all other non-ultimate projectiles. Both versions of Starry Sky can be performed in the air but have slight differences compared to the grounded versions. All normal versions of Air Starry Sky travel at the same speed and same angles for the light and medium versions, regardless of direction. Jump 236 specials will move Metera slightly forward, while Jump 214 specials will move Metera slightly back. The light version fires the arrow at a 30-degree angle. The medium version fires the arrow at a 60-degree angle. The heavy version does not move Metera based on direction, but rather keeps Metera's air momentum. The angle at which Metera shoots the angle does depend on the direction. Jump 214 Heavy will fire a 3-hit arrow at a 60-degree angle, and Jump 236 Heavy will fire a 3-hit arrow at a 30-degree angle. The ultimate version behaves the same way as the heavy version, but fires an arrow that beats out all other non-ultimate projectiles and causes a hard knockdown. Jump 214U will fire an arrow at a 60-degree angle, and Jump 236U will fire an arrow at a 30-degree angle. 623, the Great Fall, first shoots an air-unblockable arrow in the air at varying distances. After the arrow reaches its max horizontal distance, it will rain down multiple arrows towards the ground. Because Metera's 1 and 2 heavy are not air unblockable, this special is your next best anti-air attack. This also acts as a screen control, Oki, and combo tool. The light and medium versions will overshoot past the invisible wall against cornered opponents. The heavy version will not overshoot and will immediately fire the arrows upon touching the wall. The light version fires an arrow at a 45-degree angle and range projectiles after traveling 1 backdash length. Because this version hits closer to Metera, this can be used as an anti-air when the opponent gets close. If the initial arrow hits, Metera can confirm into far medium, which will push the opponent back mid-screen. The medium version fires an arrow at a 60-degree angle and range projectiles after traveling 2.5 backdash lengths. This version's wider reach makes it ideal to catch opponents jumping from mid-screen or locking down their movement after blocking Starry Sky. If the initial arrow hits, Metera can follow up with the medium, heavy, or ultimate version of Starry Sky, Dash Light, or Super Skybound Arc. The heavy version comes out the fastest at 15 frames. While it can be used as an anti-air like the light and medium version, it also has uses for hit confirms and combos. The initial arrow can hit standing opponents. Metera can confirm an auto combo into 623 heavy and follow up with 214 or 236 heavy to deal more damage and create more space. The ultimate version is a 50-meter invincible reversal. Compared to the normal versions, Metera now has a hitbox that comes out in front of the bow. If the opponent gets hit with either the close hit or air unblockable upwards arrow, the attack will go into a cinematic and sends them full screen. Once you rebuild space with this reversal, you can go for standard zoning, set up Ethereal Seal, or engage on the opponent. 2-2, Ethereal Seal will summon a butterfly that flies forward and does not have a hitbox. When Metera's projectiles come into contact with the butterfly, it will explode for 5 hits and reach the height of most high jumps. Moves that can trigger the explosion include Far Heavy, 2 Heavy, 1 Heavy, any version of Starry Sky, 623 specials, and Rapid Pulverize. Just like the Great Ball, the light and medium butterflies will go past the invisible wall against cornered opponents, and the heavy butterflies will stay on the corner, which makes it easier to hit and combo. Ethereal Seal is useful for combo extensions, set play, and chip damage. The cooldown of Ethereal Seal will recharge normally for the light and medium version, but will not recharge for the heavy or ultimate versions until all butterflies disappear or have exploded. All normal versions of Ethereal Seal will not disappear even if Metera gets hit. The light version summons a single butterfly forward that travels slowly and lasts 7 seconds. Holding down light will cause the butterfly to fly slightly up, out of range for Far Heavy to hit, and can only be hit with 2 Heavy or 236 specials. The butterfly will eventually fly back down to regular height. Because of its slow travel speed, this butterfly is useful for controlling space and to analyze how the opponent will respond. Opponents may instinctually dodge to get out of the explosion and fireball, which you can punish with a delayed projectile. You can also catch up to the slow butterfly and use Starry Sky to extend combos. Or you can end combos in the corner with an air tech and set 2-2 light after a normal. Metera can quickly detonate the butterfly with 2 heavy and continue her pressure with plus frames. The medium version summons a single butterfly forward that travels fast and lasts 7 seconds. Holding down medium will cause the butterfly to fly slightly down out of range for Far Heavy to hit and can only be hit with 2 and 4 specials. It will eventually fly back up. Usually after a hard knockdown, the medium butterfly will travel fast enough to reach the opponent, and Metera can then detonate it with Far Heavy or Starry Sky. Metera can use this in neutral to quickly send out a threatening bomb and can be activated fast with a Far Heavy or Starry Sky to stop forward movement. The heavy version summons 2 butterflies, one that flies straight forward and another that flies in an arc going up then down. The butterflies travel at the same speed as the light version. Metera can detonate the higher butterfly using 1 or 2 heavy or 63 specials. This is a more consistent and threatening special that forces the opponent to respect the higher butterfly, which can hit from above. This is also useful for corner combos since the butterflies will not go past the invisible wall. The ultimate version will send out a tracking butterfly that only moves horizontally and lasts 8 seconds. Unlike the normal version, the ultimate butterfly will disappear if Metera gets hit. On grounded opponents, the explosion will cause a crumple effect. On airborne opponents, the explosion will launch the opponent high and cause a hard knockdown. The ultimate butterfly is a strong combo tool that allows Metera to convert off of her projectiles and extend block strings with the plus frames. This is also a powerful throw bait tool when combined with Starry Sky Air. Metera's Skybound art is Dense Caress. Metera will leap into the air and attack with 3 air unblockable kicks. This is a useful anti-air, combo ending, and reversal super that goes into a cinematic and more damage on the first hit. Metera's Super Skybound art is Rapid Pulverize. Metera will ready her bow and fire a total of 11 arrows that hit full screen. If hit close, the super will go into a cinematic and deal more damage. This is a versatile super that can be used to punish projectiles, deal 7% chip damage, can trigger Ethereal Seal, and end combos. Metera is equipped with standard zoning tools that keep the opponent out and deal small chip damage. With a combination of Far Heavy, Starry Sky, and the Great Fall, Metera can keep her opponents out, but she also has the option to engage on the opponent, which can catch them off guard. Especially with the use of Zephyr and Ethereal Seal, Metera can go for high-low mix-ups, extended pressure with plus specials, and tick throws. Autopiloting isn't as easy for Metera as she has to structure her projectiles to cover the right responses by the opponent and mix her offense. Metera's normal buttons are somewhat slow but have far reach and push the opponent far on hit. Far Light is a far-reaching low that comes out at 8 frames but is +2 on block. This is one of Metera's best forward check tools due to its fast recovery, far reach, and useful for mixing up the timing on her projectiles. Far medium comes out at 10 frames but covers a lot of horizontal and vertical space. This can be used as a pseudo anti-air, but also as a good hit confirm tool after 623 light to send the opponent mid-screen. With the exception of close heavy, all Metera's heavy normals are projectile attacks that do not cause chip damage and are not arrow blockable. Far heavy fires an arrow forward that travels 3/4 of the screen. This projectile does hit crouching opponents and can special cancel into a projectile or Zephyr on hit or block. 1 heavy shoots an arrow at a sharp angle above Metera, while 2 heavy shoots an arrow at a 45-degree angle. As mentioned earlier, these projectiles are not arrow blockable, but they are still useful for catching opponents trying to jump. On block, the opponent will rapidly fall straight down. You can special cancel into Starry Sky, which guarantees chip damage, or you can cancel into Zephyr to start close range pressure with the threat of a high-low mix or empty jump grab. On hit, you can confirm into 623 specials to send the opponent mid to full screen to zone again. 2U is a far-reaching low slide that travels 3/4 of the screen. This move is safer on block the further it hits from. Up close, Metera is -18 on block. From max distance, Metera is 0 on block. Metera cannot special cancel out of this sweep on hit or block. Jump medium is a 2-hit air normal that will be the go-to move after using Zephyr. You can delay the normal so that it only hits once and can then go for a grab on opponents expecting the second hit. When you have the meter and need to cash out on damage, Metera can confirm off of either version of Heavy Starry Sky with the ultimate version. If you use Heavy Starry Sky High, you should use the ultimate Starry Sky Low to combo in order to avoid the damage penalty and longer cooldown. This also works vice versa. It is possible to confirm into a second or third ultimate Starry Sky, but this comes at the cost of reduced damage and longer cooldown. The hardest part of Metera's kit to properly manage is Ethereal Seal. This tool requires good recognition of the opponent's position. If you land a stray hit, you will generally cancel into 236 or 214 specials. If the butterfly is on top of the opponent, you can special cancel into medium Starry Sky to detonate the butterfly. You can then Zephyr forward and continue the combo with Jump Heavy. Being able to confirm off of butterfly explosions will help conserve resources and optimize combo routes. In the corner, Metera can set up a light Ethereal Seal and detonate it before the opponent lands from an air tech. If the opponent mashes on Wake Up, they will hit Metera but will still get countered by the explosion. Metera can then combo. This setup does lose to reversals. For an airtight setup that does beat reversals, use the ultimate version of Ethereal Seal. Metera will be able to block after detonating the butterfly. Metera also has a decent tick throw game. 2 light might be -2 on block, but up close, Metera is still in range for a grab. She can then bait out grabs with either Zephyr or J236 Heavy. Lastly, do not autopilot with 236 and 214 spam. Opponents will try to evade and cross over to not only get past the projectiles, but also increase their cooldown. Especially from mid-screen range, it is vital that Metera throws off the opponent with whiff normals to throw off the timing of her Starry Sky. Far light is good for its plus on whiff properties, and far medium is good for forward checking the opponent. You can condition the opponent with far heavy into Starry Sky cancels. There is always a gap that exists between the two moves. If you use medium Starry Sky, an opponent that instantly uses crossover will get past the projectile. If you delay a light Starry Sky, the slow travel speed will counter-hit the opponent and deter them from autopiloting. Metera can also special cancel far heavy into 623 light so that the opponent will cross over into the raining arrows. Take note of how your opponent responds to your far heavy and either lock them down with more projectiles or engage with Zephyr. Metera does what a zoner does best, and that is to keep space and constantly chip you out. It's important to not lose your composure and mindlessly run into her. This matchup goes both ways, where she has to guess how you will approach, and you will have to guess how she will keep you out. Your goal is to slowly inch your way forward with crouching, evades, and jumps. Also, get ready to anti-air her when she uses Zephyr. When dealing with Starry Sky, your best bet is to evade. Metera can only have one version of Starry Sky out at any given time. If you increase the cooldown of this special, it gives you much more time to take space forward. When you have Metera cornered, a common escape plan for her is to either Brave Counter, or wait until you have built some distance from your blocked moves. She will then try to jump and Zephyr out of the corner. Metera cannot block when she uses Zephyr. If you position yourself slightly behind the timer, you will be at the proper spot to punish Metera with an anti-air. You can also attempt to meet her in the air with a jumping light or grab. If Metera uses the light Ethereal Seal setup in the corner, just remember that it loses to reversals or throws. You will have to react to the 2 heavy animation since Metera can still bait out the reversal by not attacking. Another general tip is to stay grounded, especially when Metera has 100 meter. Metera's skybound art is one of the highest reaching anti-airs in the game. Some Metera players to watch are Professor Nekotech, Io, Kino, and Senpai Spider.